Hello everyone and welcome to episode 17 of Tombstone TV. This first matchup is singles action and it is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring alongside his tag team partner, Jacques Hammer. This is former Intercontinental Champion, former light heavyweight champion. This is Fabian Nils. Fabian here is going to try his luck in a non-title rematch against Will Richards. Fabian just lost the Intercontinental Championship to Will Richards live at the Masquerade Brawl. If he can beat Will Richards tonight, he will get another shot at that championship, a chance to retain his title at this month's pay-per-view, upcoming at Violent Night. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, your new CWS Intercontinental Champion, Will Richards. And Will here is on his way to the ring alongside the rest of his rock band Wild Tiger. You've got Nick Sparks following Will, followed by lead singer Kenny Campbell. And taking up the last position here is the Wildcat, Kitty Richards, who had a big match herself at the Masquerade Brawl, where she came up short to big-time aerial wrestler for the CWS Women's World Championship. This should be a fantastic match, if it's anything like what happened at the Masquerade Brawl. It was a very close affair between Will Richards and Fabian Nils. We'll see who can capture the victory here in their opening matchup of episode 17 of Tombstone TV. This is a non-title matchup. If Will beats Fabian, Fabian goes to the back of the line. If Fabian wins, he goes for a rematch at Violent Night. And Fabian comes right out of the corner swinging. Series of punches. And now he's got this headlock and another punch to the face. Yank it at the foot, just tossing the champion around. Will now with a clubbing blow to the back of Fabian Nils. And an elbow shot to the side of the face. Will Richards torquing, wrenching at the leg of Fabian here. Will Richards eating those rights. Heads just back with a gut kick, and look at this. He's got a head scissors into an octopus stretch. Fabian didn't know which way he was coming or going right there. But a drop toe hold, Fabian Nils gets out of it. Both men feeling each other out here, and Will Richards is Fabian up on his shoulders and drops him throat first across that top rope. And a cover 2, kick out at 2, Fabian Nils. He's not getting pinned like that. Will Richards is hyping up the crowd here. Fabian whips Richards off the ropes. Shoulder tackle does not take the champion down. And Will Richards tossing Fabian off the ropes, and it goes for that elbow, but it's evaded. Fabian whips Richards into the corner and follows up with a big splash. Big meaty men slapping meat. And a kip up. Oh my God, look at that for a spine buster. The champ's taken down. Fabian Nils pounding at his chest, and Jacques Hammer is really impressed with what he sees. Fabian now climbing to the top rope. Coming off the top with a giant elbow. He's just driven that nail elbow into the chest of the champ, who kicks out at 2. Fabian with a big club and blow over the back. Will Richards takes him down. And another clubbing blow. And look at that for a DDT. This thing is going back and forth. Jacques Hammer up on the apron now. Seems like he's distracting the champ, talking some trash. The referee, meanwhile, is watching Fabian Nils here on the outside. Rest count up to 1. Fabian, Jack outside communicating with each other. Will now gets out. He's trapped between two, but answers Fabian's challenge with a clothesline. Will Richards tossing Fabian into that barricade. Oh, there's Wild Tiger coming to show their support. Wildcat Kitty Richards is the wife of Will Richards. Will now sliding to the outside, but he gets met with an elbow to the back. And look at this released German suplex on the outside. And Will Richards no-sells it, jumps right back up and answers the right hand and an uppercut of his own. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the path to Christmas, the path to Violent Night, the most violent night of the year. Look at these clubbing blows from Fabian Nielsen the outside. I know we've just had the Masquerade Brawl, but we have got to look forward. And the path ahead leads through the Violent Night. Fabian now gets back into the ring. Rest count up to 7. Will Richards gets back in himself, but is met straight away by Fabian, whipping off the ropes, drop down, leapfrog, running shoulder tackle, and again does not take Will down with that. The card is already taking shape here for Violent Night. Fabian up to the top rope, challenging Will to get to his feet as Wild Tiger watch on. Oh, he goes for that top rope shoulder tackle and misses. Will Richards quick to evade. Eats an open right, and look, Fabian's got him up. Look at this, Fabian with the nail gun. Fabian hits the nail gun on Will Richards, and look at this, jumping senton, center of the ring. Stomp across the chest. Gut wrench from the ground up, and he just releases Will Richards into the sky. Fabian back up to the top rope. The champ is in peril. Fabian again telling him to come up. This didn't work out too well last time. And there he goes. He connects with that shoulder tackle from the top rope. Fabian has going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Fabian Nielsen has pinned the champion. Will Richards loses in his first match since becoming the Intercontinental Champion, and Jacques Hammer is delighted for Fabian Nielsen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the rematch. This match is now booked for Violent Night. We're going to have Fabian Nielsen challenging Will Richards at Violent Night for the CWS Intercontinental Championship. That we also know we're going to have Ren, who won the Women's Masquerade Brawl at the pay-per-view. She's #1 contender for the CWS Women's Championship. And tonight on this very episode, episode 17 of Tombstone TV, we will have a contenders match. 10 men will enter. We will find out who's going to become the #1 contenders for the men's championship as well. We also see Big Ben and Royal Albert Hall will take on the Walkers tonight. If the Walkers are going to get their victory, it'll be another rematch at Violent Night. And if Big and Tall can put the Walkers to sleep, we'll have to find new challengers for the tag straps. Join us for part 2, Tombstone TV, episode 17. Thanks for joining us so far. Like, share, comment below. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to part 2, episode 17 of Tombstone TV. And next up we have women's singles action. After defending their championships last night successfully at the Masquerade Brawl, we have such controversy around this result. I'm going to go into this real quick. This is a singles match for Grace Angels. She will be taking on Nurse deceased in singles action. If you saw the Masquerade Brawl, the Angels, the Lord's Angels, were defending their championships against First Response. And Lord and Xavier, while outside the ring, was caught laying hands on Fire Person Sam, resulting in a disqualification. The Lord has not apologized, been not apologetic about this, mentioned that the non-binary nightmare is gender neutral, but that wasn't the problem. It wasn't that this was a man striking a woman. This was someone interfering in a match. The referee stopped the match, so your winners First Response won the match, but not the championships due to champion's advantage. So if Nurse DC's can pin Grace here tonight, they will get a tag team match coming soon on Tombstone TV. And if First Response can get a pinfall victory over Lord's Angels, they will then get a chance at those championships again at Violent Night. But what's interesting here, folks, we know a lot of the combatants were upset with the actions of Lord and Xavier at the Masquerade Brawl, and it seems like the Doctor is one of them. The Doctor, Dermot Allergy, has made his way down to the ring here to stand beside friends Nurse Deceased and Fire Person Sam. If the Lord tries to interfere, no doubt in my mind the Doctor will put him to sleep. So there's a lot on the line here for Nurse Deceased. If she could win, they'll get a tag match for First Response versus the Lord's Angels. It'll be non-title, and if they can win that, it'll go on to the Violent Night for the championships. If Grace can beat Nurse Deceased tonight, it puts an end to the whole thing. Back of the line go First Response. First count, and ref goes down, and it's a kick out at 1. You can see the Lord looking on with Faith by his side. Grace with a big spine buster taking Nurse Deceased down. Look at this, catching the hair and just whipping Nurse around the ring. Kick to the back of the head and a stomp to the face. The Nurse might need to see the Doctor after this one. Grace with the big right hand. Another right hand and an elbow to the face. This is the first time we're seeing Grace here in singles action as she catches Nurse by the hair and just whips her around the ring. Oh, look at this big bear hug. You don't get to become a nurse without studying the anatomy, so Nurse Deceased knows what she's doing in the ring here, folks. Studying alongside Dr. Dermot Allergy. She knows how to hurt because she knows how to heal. Big clothesline. Grace takes Nurse Deceased down. And again, just whipping the hair and just tossing Nurse around the ring. Grace now stomping at the face of Nurse Deceased. Nurse whips Grace into that turnbuckle. Tree of Woe position. And Nurse uses her feet and just driving her foot into the chin of Grace. Nurse dropping to the outside, no doubt in my mind, talking trash to Faith and to Lord. Can't quite hear what she's saying, but I can imagine there's a few expletives in there. And look at this, just answering back, tossing Grace around herself, dropping an elbow, making the Lord watch. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, look at these multiple punches to the face. The referee's counting both these women out. Refs count up to 5. Grace now balanced precariously on that barricade, gets out of the way, and look at the athleticism of Grace. Refs count up to 7 as Grace whips Nurse into the barricade. Ref up to 8. Nurse better get into the ring. Or is Grace going to steal a victory here and prevent the First Response from getting an opportunity at the championships at Violent Night? Nurse will do very well to... Oh my God! And just like that, Grace Angels picks up the victory, the count-out victory, meaning First Response do not get to challenge for the tag team titles. They are at the back of the line. We're going to have to find new tag team number 1 contenders in the women's division, and luckily for that, upcoming is a tag team match between Beach Force and the Dancer Sisters. The only 4 teams in the division will be featured tonight, so your new number 1 contenders will be determined, but it'll either be Beach Force or the Dancer Sisters, and that match is up next, where we will determine new number 1 contenders for the Lord's Angels CWS World's Tag Team titles. Join us for part 3 here at episode 17 Tombstone TV. Part 3, episode 17 Tombstone TV. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining us here. This is a number 1 contenders tag team matchup for the CWS Women's World Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the card for Violent Night is already taking shape. We know Ren won the Masquerade Brawl. She's #1 contender for the CWS Women's World Championship. She will face big-time aerial wrestler at Violent Night. Tonight we will have a contenders match where we will determine the new contender for the Men's World Heavyweight Championship, who will take on Major Attraction at Violent Night. This will determine the CWS Women's World Tag when the Dancer Sisters face off against Beach Force. And we know Fabian Nils will be getting a rematch with Will Richards for the Intercontinental Championship at Violent Night. Also, and upcoming tonight, we still have a tag team match between Big Ben and Royal Albert Tall. The team of Big and Tall must face the Walkers. If they can defeat the Walkers, then we will have to determine new #1 contenders for the tag team championships here at CBS. But if the Walkers can win, we will know what the World Tag Team Championship match will look like at the pay-per-view also. And as Gale Force makes her ring here to join her partner Sandy Beach in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word Dr. Dermot Allergy is backstage right now with management. Fireperson Sam and Nurse Deceased by his side, demanding that Fireperson Sam and Nurse were cheated out of that, but technically they weren't. What management has decided, the Doctor is going to get his hands on Lord and Xavier. Some modicum of revenge might be in order here. Ladies and gentlemen, that match is going to happen tonight. That match is going to happen here tonight on episode 17 of Tombstone TV. Fireperson Sam, Nurse Deceased, will be escorting Dr. Dermot Allergy to the ring, where they can watch off against Grace and Faith, while Lord and Xavier has to answer for his actions at the Masquerade Brawl. It's not the last we've heard of this one, but ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the ring at this time, on your right-hand side in the military fatigues, we have got Private Dancer, and on your left, Private Dancer's sister, Jazz Dancer. These two have put in a heck of a showing since arriving here at CWS. Folks, it's not even been that long since we've had a women's division in the company. But these two have become quite a team, also fantastic individually as well. We're up for this one. It's the Dancer Sisters versus the team of Beach Force, which is a relatively new team in Sandy Beach and Gale Force. They see an opportunity that the women's tag division is not that densely populated, so there is more opportunity in tag action than there is in singles. I wonder, will more women come to that conclusion and form teams themselves? Alright, looks like Private Dancer is going to start this thing off with Sandy Beach. Grapple center of the ring, and Sandy whips Private into the corner, follows up quickly with an elbow. And now catches the ankles, and oh, a little bit of disrespect there by launching Private Dancer into the air. Sandy now with an ankle lock of sorts here on Private Dancer. And look, a knee bar and an ankle lock combo here from Sandy Beach. I've seen a lot of discourse online here where people are writing out the team of Beach Force. But I think Sandy, look, proving again with this floating octopus stretch here. Just because they're up for a good time does not mean that they should be discounted as a challenge. Sandy answering with her big right hand over the top of Private Dancer, and look at this. A big back body drop, and Jazz straight in there to break that thing up. And now Gale and Jazz locking up. Oh, Gale tossed to the outside by Jazz Dancer, and Sandy tossing Jazz right back out there too. And a big chop, a right hand, misses wildly. And Private Dancer now answering Sandy Beach, back of her legs being relentlessly kicked. Whip off the ropes, a drop down, and look at that elbow to the face, taking Sandy Beach down. Private Dancer wiping her feet in the direction of Sandy Beach. A bit of disrespect answered back. Another drop down, leapfrog, and look at that for a big boot. Well, a big sandal to the face. And another octopus stretch in. Jazz in to break that thing up. And Private Dancer gets the drop toe hold, and Sandy Beach taking her down. Jazz getting counted here by the ref. Must get out of the ring. Up to 2. Kick. And spine buster. Look at that for a release spine buster. And Sandy Beach no-sells it, guys. She keeps right back up. We know the Private Dancer spent a lot of time in the military with major attraction. She has learned a lot from our CWS World Heavyweight Champion. You might see some of that come out in her moveset when they spend time together overseas. Chalk and cheese these Dancer sisters are. Jazz and Private. Look at that for an arm drag takedown. But when they're together, they are nigh unstoppable. Look at that for a reverse Hurricane Rana, spiking Jazz onto her head. Sandy Beach dominant right now. I think a lot of people have Sandy Beach ruled out. And Sandy proving them all wrong. Makes the tag to Gale Force. Look at this. Gale with the Hurricane Rana taking Jazz down. And look at that for a standing moonsault. The athleticism of these women. Elbow to the side of the face of Jazz down. Jazz makes the tag to Private Dancer. Now we've got Private Dancer legal, and so is Gale Force. Gale now springboard drop kick from the second rope takes Private Dancer down. Gale spent a bit too long taunting the crowd here and gets dropped on her face. Private Dancer whipping Gale off the ropes, drop down, and an elbow to the face taking Gale down. Private Dancer drops that elbow. She's got Dancer's elbow, ladies and gentlemen. And a big boot. Private Dancer learned and specialized in dropping that elbow. She calls it Dancer's elbow, and look at that for a sidewalk slam. Private Dancer seems to be in control right now, whipping Gale Force into that bar turnbuckle in the bottom left of our screens. Private locks up with Gale, and look at that. Look at the arm bent over the ropes and using the leverage of the second rope to just pull and wrench at that arm. Drives the knee into the midsection of Gale. And again, look at this. Again, disrespect. Private Dancer catches her by the ankles. You can't defend yourself from that position and just drops her flat back bump across the floor. And then to go for a cover off of an act of disrespect. It's an act of disrespect in itself. It's like disrespect inception, folks. Disrespect squared. Sandy now gets the tag and is back in as Private tags Jazz. And look at this. Innovation. Sandy Beach takes Jazz down and gets the cover. Ref down for the count 1. And Private Dancer, quick as a whip out of nowhere, breaks up the count at 1. See, at the moment, Gale is outside flat on the floor, guys. She's flat out. Sandy is on her own right now. And Jazz seems to be like a shark in the water, seeing the opportunity here. Answering back with a bit of violence of her own. Look at that for a suplex. Jazz makes the tag to Private Dancer. Now you've got the Dancers. Private legal. Sandy legal. And a big stalling suplex. Private Dancer taking Sandy Beach down. And again wiping her feet. Showing Sandy Beach what she thinks of her. I don't think the Private realized the tag was made. And look at this. Gale Force with a DDT out of nowhere, taking Private Dancer down. And look at that for a standing drop kick. Gale now outside on the apron, launches herself back in, hits with an elbow to the face, and look at that for a neck breaker. Gale is hyping up the crowd, but she took too long, and Private Dancer gets the tag to her sister Jazz, who gets a big right hand, and look at this for a neck breaker. Jazz takes Gale Force down, and we've got a cover here. 1, 2, And a kick out at 2 by Gale Force. She was not forced to give up on that account. Jazz with a spot of twerking and a moonsault of her own. We got a 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, the disrespect of that Jazz dancer with a twerk and a moonsault pins Gale Force. So ladies and gentlemen, your new #1 contenders for the CWS Women's World Tag Team Championships. We've got the Dancer Sisters will be taking on the Lord's Angels at Violent Night. This card is stacking up fast. This will be another fantastic matchup. I hope you guys enjoyed the show so far and come back for more of episode 17 Tombstone TV. There's a lot more action to come. Part 4, episode 17 Tombstone TV. This is a match scheduled for one fall and it is singles action. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring alongside the CWS Light Heavyweight World's Champion, his brother Hardy Boy. This is Dudley Boy. Originally, this match had been planned as a triple threat match in the light heavyweight division. We were going to have Dudley versus Dr. Dermatology versus the Platinum Kid in a prove yourself style match. All of these men have been asking for opportunity. Dudley lost to Doctor recently. Platinum has been going back and forth with Jock Hammer and wants to get out of that. Run a form, try something new, take on a new challenge. He's got his sights set on that light heavyweight championship, it seems. And the Doctor always looking to retain his gold. However, all the action that's taken place between First Response and the Lord and his Angels, Doctor demanded the Lord in singles action instead, vacating his spot in this one. So now we have the brother of the champ, Dudley Boy, taking on the Platinum Kid. These guys are actually good friends backstage as well, so this should be a lot of fun just to see who can outdo each other. And Dudley Boy goes for the first cover and a kick out at 2 by the Platinum Kid. Carlos Reyes is here as well, folks. Look at that. They know each other so well. The Platinum Kid knew what was coming and managed to evade that rather successfully. This should be an interesting matchup. Look at that standing shooting star in the center of the ring. Platinum Kid taking the fight to Dudley Boy. Two guys with very similar wrestling styles. Platinum Kid, in his own words this morning, if I can beat Dudley, it might prove to Hardy I'm deserving of a shot. And look at that for a top rope crossbody. Platinum Kid taking Dudley down. And it seems, folks, as week by week progresses, the Platinum Kid seems to be coming more and more into his own, getting slightly more vicious under the tutelage of the veteran Carlos Reyes. And look at this stretch in the center of the ring. Dudley fighting his way out of it. And look at that. Head scissors takes him down. And a shotgun dropkick, but he didn't get all of it. Dudley with these low kicks to the Platinum Kid, and now a gut kick. And look at this offense. The Dudley Destroyer. The Dudley Destroyer right there, center of the ring. Dudley now, look at that again. Head scissors, but Platinum Kid saw it coming, said nope. Goes for head scissors of his own, and Dudley evades it. Won't evade those punches to the face. Big scoop slam by the Platinum Kid. A slightly more vicious Platinum Kid, as we've seen these battles with Shock Hammer have really opened the kid up. Maybe it's teaching him who he is, with Reyes in his corner teaching him. And folks, in an interesting development as well, the Platinum Kid lets slip. Look at this Pele kick taking Dudley down. Platinum Kid goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Dudley Boy. As I was saying in an interview with me earlier today, the Platinum Kid actually mentioned, he goes for the Platinum Splash. Oh my god, Platinum Splash, and he missed. And Dudley taking advantage of this. He's going for the cover off the fake, the botched Platinum Splash, but it's only good for 2. Big time clothesline. Dudley taking the Platinum Kid down with these clotheslines. Catches the foot, rolls through, sweeps the leg. Dudley by here, taking advantage of that botched Platinum Splash. And look, a head scissors, he's taking him down. Dudley wanting to prove to his brother Hardy that he's the one who deserves the shot at the Light Heavyweight Championship. Since the Doctor's taken himself out of contention, we should have a new number 1 contender. Look at this It Factor. Dudley Boy taking Platinum Kid down with that It Factor. And now, Special Boy. Look at this. Center of the ring, the Special Boy. And Dudley's got this thing surely wrapped up. 2, 3. Dudley, right in front of his brother, the Light Heavyweight Champion, beats his friend in singles competition, the Platinum Kid, after finding a sort of a new mean streak under the tutelage of Carlos Reyes. Can't do enough to get the win here tonight against Dudley Boy. Hardy and Dudley on the same page tonight, but will they be going forward? Dudley has his sights set on that Light Heavyweight Championship. He wants a friendly fire fight with his brother Hardy on pay-per-view. Let's see if Dudley can earn a shot at that championship. Platinum Kid has to go back now with his mentor, and as I was saying, alluding to a while ago, Platinum Kid let slip in an interview that Carlos Reyes has actually started dating the mother of the Platinum Kid. So he's kind of a stepfather-ish kind of now too. Let's see how that one develops here going forward at Championship Wrestling Series. Thank you for joining us at Tombstone TV. This has been part 4. Come back for part 5, where you know you're going to get to see the Doctor lay hands on the Lord. It's Dr. Dermot Allergy with the team of First Response in his corner, taking on Lord and Savior with the Lord's Angels in his corner. This thing's going to bubble up. Might not be the last you've seen of it. Who knows? You'll have to find out here on Tombstone TV. Part 5, Episode 17, Tombstone TV. And this is the moment that I know I've been personally waiting for since hearing about this earlier tonight. This match is scheduled for one fall. It is a singles matchup, and the Lord has to answer for his own sins here tonight on Tombstone TV. He's got faith and grace by his side, but the Lord is walking alone in this one, making his way to the ring. Lord and Xavier, and as ever he is flanked by the CWS Women's World Tag Team Champions Grace and Faith, who we know from earlier tonight with their count-out victory over Nurse Deceased. And because the Dancer Sisters defeated Beach Force in tag team action, we know these ladies have to go on to Violent Night, this upcoming pay-per-view, to take on the team of the Dancer Sisters. But before that, live here tonight, folks, we have Dr. Dermot Allergy alongside the team of First Response. We've got Nurse Deceased and Fire Person Sam escorting him to the ring. They've got a score to settle with the Angel Sisters, but the Doctor is here to inflict some pain on the Lord, inflict some suffering on the Lord. The Doctor, who isn't always a fan favorite here. In fact, he seems to be getting stuck on a couple of fans in attendance here on his way to the ring. The Doctor is not always a likable character, but I think tonight he might be breaking character to defend his friends. CWS was not willing to give Nurse Deceased and Fireperson Sam another opportunity at those titles. The rules were clear. They had to beat Nurse Deceased, had to beat Grace tonight to get an opportunity at those titles, and she could not do that even if it was a count-out loss. And then Fireperson Sam demanded a match with Lord and Xavier tonight, but management here felt strongly that that match should not be booked. So Doctor stepped in and offered his shot in that triple threat match. Offered that up, and here we go. Doctor with a float over DDT with the Lord. Nope, Lord's fighting his way back out of it. These two will be evenly matched, folks. I believe this one will be evenly matched. Doctor wanted it as a no disqualification match, but with the rage in his eyes, we couldn't sanction that one. So this is a straight up wrestling match now between Lord and Xavier and Dr. Dermot Allergy. The women's teams both wanting to look on. Observe this thing up close. Doctor taking his rage out on the Lord here. Stomping just these guttural stumps. All the weight now across the back. The Doctor takes Lord down. And look at this, wrenching at the arm. Doctor's torquing at the arm of Lord and Xavier. Big kick there from the Lord, straight to the top of the head of Dr. Dermatology. And look at that big back body drop, taking him down. Lord would love to end this one quickly. We know that the Doctor is able to inflict a lot of hurt, inflict a lot of pain and suffering. Well, the Lord knows all about suffering, folks. And look at this bridged reverse suplex. And a big kick across the top of the head. The Doctor, as I say, not a fan favorite most of the time, but tonight he seems to be the babyface. And coming off that second rope with a splash, didn't connect with all of it. May have even been more of a diving headbutt than a splash, but the Doctor dumped his dome on top of the Lord. It's only good enough for a 1. The Doctor now catching the arm of the Lord and dropping him. And torquing the arm of Lord and Xavier. Doctor now catching the Lord and dropping him on his back right here. Rest count up to 4. Big right hands here from the Doctor. Rights and lefts and rights again. The Lord now up against the barricade, and Doctor, is he going to give the Lord a taste of his own medicine? The Doctor serving this medicine ice cold. Nurse Deceased watching on as the Lord now in the same precarious position Nurse Deceased was in earlier. Lord's up against the barricade, and the Doctor breaks up the count. He could have won this thing, could have won with the count of 10, but it's not good enough. The Doctor wanted to win his way and prove to the Lord that that was a cheap victory earlier tonight. Got caught in a crossface for his troubles. Dr. Dermatology could have won this matchup. Plain as day, everyone saw that the Lord was not getting back into the ring at the count of 10, but the Doctor is after determining that's not how he wants to win this thing. And now he's eating some rights and lefts. And another big right here. The Lord with a, oh my God, belly to back. He just picks him up and drops him flat in his face. The Doctor now dragging Lord over to those ropes. Oh, and a big back body drop to the outside. The Lord sends the Doctor over the top. Against the run of play, it seems. Doctor now gets back into the ring, but you know that had to take a lot out of him. Big elbow to the back, whipped off the ropes. Running shoulder tackle, neither man goes down. Xavier seems to be quicker in that exchange with the punches, gets caught with an arm drag and a kick out at 1. Folks, the action is so fast I can barely keep up. Nurse Deceased delighted to see the Doctor applying the hurt to the Lord here. Look at that reverse suplex dropping the Lord. Dead center of the ring here. Dr. Dermatology with a 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by the Lord. The Lord must have said his prayers to get out of that one. The Doctor thinks he has it, but the Lord sneaks up behind him. Elbow to the back. Rakes down the back. Oh my God, and look at that. Just dropping the Doctor across his knee. And a kick out at 2. Dr. Dermatology kicks out at 2. But he eats some stomps to the face for his trouble. Oh my God, look at that stunner over the top rope, launching the Doctor out to the floor. Big flat back body bump to that thin mat on the outside right in front of my commentary table here, where I sit alone, and it's definitely just me. Me and all my friends. The Lord now goes for some punches. Doctor catches the arms, answers back with some rights of his own. and tossing the Lord back into the ring. The Doctor does not want this scene to go to a count-out victory. He is so angry with the result earlier tonight, and the fact alone at the Masquerade Brawl, Lord and Xavier laid hands on Fireperson Sam and took away the opportunity for the tag titles to get to the hands of the team with the first response. Look at that for a disrespectful DDT. The Lord just dropping Doctor, and in front of the Angels. Kick out at 2. The Doctor somehow had the wherewithal to kick out at 2. I thought that DDT was it. Look at this for a clothesline. The Lord now goes for the clothesline. This has got to be it. 1, 2, 3. And the Doctor is rocked, and the Doctor is down, and the Lord managed to use the Doctor's own rage against him. Lord and Xavier, with faith and grace by his side, managed to get the victory here tonight, and here he is climbing the turnbuckle right in front of the team with the first response and showing off. The Doctor outside not able to avenge his good friend here tonight. Both Nurse Deceased and Fireperson Sam both disrespected at the hands of the Lord and his angels. This will not be the last of this one, mark my words. Come back for our next part here at Tombstone TV, where we will have the team of Big and Tall take on the Walkers Undead in a non-title match. But if the Walkers can beat the champs, they will get a shot at those titles at the Violent Night. And if Big and Tall can successfully pin or submit, if they can win against the Walkers Undead in 2 consecutive matches, it pushes the Walkers to the back of the line, and we're going to have to get new number 1 contenders for the CWS World's Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Join us for part 6 here at Tombstone TV, episode 17. Folks, this is your semi-main event of the evening, episode 17, Tombstone TV. This is part 6, and this match is scheduled for 1 fall, and it is a tag team matchup. And here we go, folks, the former CWS World's Tag Team Champions. They lost their titles this weekend at the Masquerade Brawl to the team of Big and Tall. On your left is Daryl, and on your right is Merle. These are the Walker brothers. They are the Walkers Undead. And they are very angry at losing those championships to the team of Big and Tall, to the Pure Bloods, Royal Albert Tall, and the Tower of London himself, Big Ben. The Walkers, they need to defeat the champs here tonight in a non-title tag team matchup to earn a shot at those titles at the pay-per-view Violent Night. And if they are unsuccessful, they will not be allowed to challenge for those tag team championships this month, and we will have to crown new number 1 contender for the tag team championships. So there's a lot on the line here tonight. Big and Tall looking to defend their honor, their pride, not their championships, but to prove to everyone that it wasn't a fluke, that they can beat these guys. And the Walkers, they need to prove that they can beat Big and Tall, so that it's worth the company giving them another opportunity at the straps. So now, as the Walkers prepare themselves and ready themselves in the ring, we await the champions. First time gonna see the tag champs here, CWS, with those titles. The fans know something we don't, folks. They are on their feet in anticipation. Folks, here we go. On your right, Royal Albert Tall. On your left, the Tower of London, Big Ben. And this is the first time we get to see the team of Big and Tall wear the tag team championships, and they look great around the waists of the Pure Bloods. Around the waist of the team of Big and Tall. Look at how happy the Big Ben is, huh? Big Ben feeling chipper tonight on the way to the ring. Those titles tend to look massive around the waist of practically every team that's held them, whether that be the Castles or bad manners, even the walkers, but they look like average belts here. That will show scope here, show you the size of Big Ben and Royal Albert Hall, and look at the athleticism of Big Ben here, folks. Men that size should not be able to do the things that Big Ben can do. Absolute powerhouse here in CWS. And those championship titles look fantastic around the waist of Big Anto. The referee readies themselves. Our combatants steady and ready themselves. It looks like Daryl and Royal Albert Hall are the first to start this thing up. What will the impact of this one be? How will this one shape the card of Violent Night? What will happen in the next 3 episodes of Tombstone TV? How will we find tag champs? There's a lot of questions going to be answered here as Royal Albert Hall drives his foot into the chest of Daryl Walker. And it's a bit early for this, isn't it? Oh, he doesn't have the aerial range to come off the top rope with that double axe handle. Daryl managed to easily evade it, but not the clothesline since or any of these punches. The backbreaker, Daryl has been dropped, and Royal Albert Hall seems to have a confidence about him that might have been missing recently, but Daryl managed to evade that, whatever the heck that was. Daryl now over to his big brother Merle. Merle now legal, and he manages to evade the elbow. And look at this, dueling punches coming from the Walkers. These survivalists, their title reign couldn't survive the Masquerade Brawl. They bit off more than they can chew. The Walkers undead. Oh my god, look at that. Merle eats the elbow of Royal Albert Hall, who gets a short clothesline as well. Merle answers back with an elbow of his own and a big chop and a right and another right. Royal Albert Hall is rocked, but he is not dropped. Look at that for a big drop kick. Royal Albert Hall taking Merle down. Twisting the arm and pushing Merle into the mat. Big stomp across the shoulder and the arm here. Merle taken down as Big Ben watches on. The Tower of London looms large here in the corner. Royal Albert Hall taking his British Strong style submission moves to Merle. Royal Albert Hall now does the wise thing and tags in the fresher man. Big Ben makes his way into the ring. The Tower of London picking Merle up and just dropping him. Big military press and a cover for the 1 and a kick out at 1. Merle had that covered, but Daryl wasn't taking any chances. He's been at the receiving end of a lot of the intent to cause harm from Big Ben and Royal Albert Hall. These guys, they know each other quite well. They have obviously wrestled on pay-per-view, but they've scouted each other a lot here too. Big clubbing blow across the back. And look, Merle trying to manhandle Big Ben, and that's not happening. Ben just manhandles him right back and driving the flat of his shoe across the mush of Merle. Big Ben now makes the tag as Merle slides to the outside, just rolls away to catch his breath. Royal Albert Hall says, Merle, if you're not going to fight me, I'm going to fight your brother instead. Royal Albert Hall knocking Merle off the apron with 3 successive punches, but eats a rugby tackle here from Merle Walker. Irish whip off the ropes, and Big Ben has to watch on as Royal Albert Hall gets tossed clean over the top rope. Merle answers Big Ben with some rights here on the outside, and you're not going to do this. Look at the big back body drop on the apron. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but that is the hardest part of the wrestling ring. A big back body drop. Merle says, if you're going to lay hands on my brother while he's not legal, I'm going to lay hands on your brother too. And he drops Big Ben with a big back body drop on the apron and taking the fight to Royal Albert Hall on the outside. Look at that clothesline right in front of the poster for Violent Night. Merle as if getting energy channeled to him. Violent Night looms large. Merle knows that if he can just win this matchup, he gets a shot back at the championships that he never wanted to lose. Big right hand. Merle now again out in the apron, going for another big back body drop, as if to say, Royal Albert Hall, you're taking too long. Merle now getting back into the ring, and he watches as his brother gets dropkicked off the apron. These guys have more combat between the illegal men than the legal ones. Merle, kick, and look at that big scoop, and look at that variation of the Uranagi here. The Walker's bite, 1, 2. Oh my god, and they kick out at 2. Royal Albert Hall manages to kick out of the Walker's bite at 2. Merle makes the tag. Darryl now legal and back in. Clubbing blow to the back. Stomp across the back. Darryl now dropping the knee into the leg of Royal Albert Hall. And he gets pushed off 2 feet. Royal Albert Hall runs for clothesline. Guys, this action is just too fast-paced. Big Ben gets tagged in by Royal Albert Hall. Darryl can't make it. Look at the athleticism. Big Ben taking Darryl down. Darryl now makes the tag to Merle. Merle really wants to get back at Big Ben. Look at this. Side suplex taking Big Ben down. All that weight comes crashing down on the back of the head and the neck, and the Tower of London seems to have fallen. Merle choking the life out of Big Ben here. Talking a lot of trash, and a clothesline. He takes the Big Ben down off his feet. Not many men can clothesline Big Ben to the ground, but Big Ben can clothesline many men to the ground. Look at this. Catches Merle by the ankles and launches him into the air. Big Ben does not want to get disrespected here and lose in the first matchup he's had since winning the tag team championships. Merle does not want to feel the disrespect of not winning this matchup and having to go to the back of the line. There's a lot at stake here in CWS, a lot at stake on Tombstone TV in this tag team division. Big Ben drags Merle over the corner, hops his head off that top turnbuckle and makes the tag to his tag team partner, Royal Albert Hall. Up onto the corner, onto his shoulder, and look at that. Pinfall attempt, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Merle. Walker. Royal Albert Hall thought he had that one. Darryl didn't even try to break up the count. It was too far away, the opposite side of the ring. Royal Albert Hall's taking the absolute mickey here with taunting the crowd, giving Merle enough time to tag in brother Darryl. Both men go for running offense, and both men evade each other's. Royal Albert Hall now kicking and dragging Darryl over to his corner, but Darryl knows what's coming, bites out with these elbows to the gut of Royal Albert Hall, and a big boot. It has to be a really big boot to take down one of the members of Big and Tall. Clubbing blow to the back. Stomp across the back of the shoulders. Darryl now with a gut wrench. Oh my god, look at this. Big right hand, and Darryl, he eats an elbow, float over, DDT. Darryl gets dropped. I thought the momentum was swaying the other way, but it flops back and forth so fast here at Tombstone TV. Big time clothesline. Darryl takes Big Ben down. Merle back up in the apron, calling for the tag. Darryl's going for the cover, but he's in the wrong side of town. Royal Albert Hall in straight away to break up the pinfall at 1. Big Ben slides to the outside. Darryl now spears Royal Albert Hall off the apron. Darryl, a clothesline, can't take Big Ben down. Big Ben with the Buckingham choke slam. The Buckingham choke slam. He's in the right corner here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Darryl Walker. How did Darryl kick out of the Buckingham choke slam? Royal Albert Hall still out on his feet. He is stirring and getting up. Big Ben now chasing Darryl to the outside, and the discus punch. The discus punch taking Darryl down. All of these chops and blocks and knocks and flip-flops and drops on his head. All these things take their toll. Any move in these matches can take the victory. Big Ben spears Merle to the outside, prevents him the opportunity to break up any potential tags. Big Ben gets overconfident though and eats a chop block. Now he is struggling to get to his feet. Makes the tag to Royal Albert Hall. Now both of the illegal men are out flat on their backs on the outside as Daryl choking the heck out of Royal Albert Hall and bouncing his head off the mat. Big overhand punch, and look at this. The Walker's bite. The bite of the Walker. Here we go. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Royal Albert Hall. It seems like the Walkers aren't the only ones who can kick out of finishes. How did Royal Albert Hall kick out of the Walker's bite? Another tag here. Now Merle legal with that big boot to take Royal Albert Hall down. Now Merle is stalking Royal Albert Hall as Big Ben on the outside begins to stir. Kick to the gut, and here we go, folks. Walker's bite dead center of the ring, and the ref's down for a 1, a 2. Big Ben's not going to make it. A 3. The Walkers Undead have pinned the tag team championships, and they have booked their way to Violent Night. They will get an opportunity at the tag team champions, because, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the CWS new #1 contenders for the tag team championships. We are going to have the rematch of the ages. We're going to have the rubber match. We have Walkers Undead facing off against the champs Big and Tall at Violent Night. The card is shaping up here, folks. Come back for part 7, the main event of Tombstone TV, episode 17, where we will find out the #1 contender for the CWS World's Heavyweight Championship in the men's division. We've got a contenders match, and it is going to be a wild one. Join us, CWS Tombstone TV, episode 17, for your main event. This is your main event of the evening. Welcome back to Tombstone TV, episode 17. We are about to determine the new #1 contender for the CWS World's Heavyweight Championship in the men's division. The winner of this matchup will go to Violent Night to face Major Attraction for the CWS World's Heavyweight Championship. We will have 10 men enter. 2 will start, and then at regular intervals we will have another man enter until all 10 have entered the ring. The only way to get eliminated is to go over the top rope. This is a truly unique concept in all of combat sports, especially in wrestling. And introducing first, this is the Golden Ace, Zachary Evans. Mr. Evans had an absolutely fantastic showing at Contenders 4. He eliminated Wrench and was ultimately eliminated himself by Sweet Kenny Campbell. Since then, he has taken on Kenny Campbell in singles action and destroyed Kenny Campbell on episode, I think it was 16 of Tombstone TV, just to prove he could. Zachary Evans has been in a lot of contenders matches and has his sights set on championship gold here at CWS, and as he said himself, the only gold championship we have is that men's heavyweight championship. We reserve gold plates for the elite championships, the top tier championships here in CWS. The rest have silver plates. Not sure if you noticed that, but the Golden Ace says he wants that golden championship, which means he wants Major Attraction. He wants to go to Violent Night. But so do countless other men, and 9 others get an opportunity at Major Attraction here tonight. And oh, look at that. Of course, just like Contenders 4, we have got Zachary Evans in the ring with Sweet Kenny Campbell, the lead singer and frontman to the band Wild Tiger. We saw him earlier tonight escorting Will Richards to the ring with all his bandmates. Unfortunately, Will was unlucky, and that one was Sweet Kenny Campbell. Fare any better here this evening? Kenny Campbell was a bit of a shock to a lot of people to be at Contenders 4 in the first place. People thought he hadn't earned his opportunity, but he put in a hell of a showing. That neckbreaker from the apron eliminated quite a few competitors, and look at this straight away, a shotgun stunner, rolling stunner, and Kenny Campbell's taking the fight to Zachary Evans. Immediately off the bat, and a whip into the corner and a chop, and straight away Sweet Kenny Campbell trying to prove that he is the man and wants his revenge. Zachary Evans beat Kenny in singles action, but Kenny knows all he has to do is get Zach over the top rope. He's done it before, he can do it again. But Zach now taking the fight to Kenny Campbell and drops him throat burst across the top rope. Ladies and gentlemen, entrants 1 and 2 in this Contenders match. Contenders 5, Zachary Evans and Kenny Campbell, as Zachary drops Kenny with that ace in a hole power bomb. The golden power bomb. And Zachary has Sweet Kenny Campbell over the top. And look at that, folks. A big right hand and the golden ace. Zachary Evans eliminates Sweet Kenny Campbell. And Zachary proving why he is the man. He believes that this is his opportunity. He says he's going to Violent Night and he's going to be the man to dethrone Major Attraction. Sweet Kenny Campbell must be kicking himself. But in Contenders matches, these guys are now 1 and 1. And Zachary Evans now has a lot of time to kill until the next entrant comes down. This is reminiscent of what happened when Wrench tossed Yamamoto over the top rope. I think it was Contenders 3. History seems to have repeated itself slightly here. Zachary Evans gets to pose and show off the guns as the totally nondescript logo for the Contenders match, which is what you're seeing on screen. If you're seeing anything else, that's on you, not us. Definitely not technical issues here. And ladies and gentlemen, number 3 in the Contenders match. This is Prince Toro. Prince Toro, who entered number 3 in the Contenders 4 as well. And he entered 10 in the 3rd Contenders match, which he won, went on to face Major Attraction for the Heavyweight Championship, and was a losing effort at the Eliminator. But Prince Toro eliminated Wrench. Zachary Evans has also eliminated Wrench from a Contenders match. This should be a fine showing here between the Golden Ace and the Prince. Zachary Evans taking the fight here to Prince Toro, and he's showing off the guns, flexing, showing off the six-pack. Toro, fed up with seeing that, whips Zach, drop down, misses with the little big boot, big right hand to Prince Toro, and Zach scoops him up. Look at that absolute domination there. The Golden Ace hits a dominator on Prince Toro. And a military press straight over the top of the head and just drops Toro onto his back. Zachary kicking out at Prince Toro here. Kick to the gut. And Prince Toro scooping Zachary Evans up. And look at that, a release fall away throw over the top of his head. Prince Toro might be little, but he is deadly. And he has just bust open Zachary Evans, I think, with a knee to the face. And a gut punch. Toro looked like he was measuring Zachary. Zachary wouldn't give him the distance to build up the momentum needed for that spear. Toro answers back with some right hands. Toro drags Evans over to the rope as the nondescript logo for the Contenders Battle Royal pops up on your screen. Zachary goes over the top rope, but he's not been eliminated. He hasn't hit the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, entering number 4 in this matchup, the winner of the 2nd ever Contenders match, Yamamoto, makes his way to the ring. Things are starting to fill up here. Yamamoto takes Zachary Evans down with the clothesline. Yamamoto shotgun dropkick takes Evans down even further, and he just punches Toro away. Yamamoto, we know, as he releases Zachary with a German suplex over the top of the head. Yamamoto only wants 2 things in mind. He wants championship gold, and he wants to maintain his pride, and he was disrespected by Wrench. He thought he'd got his respect back, and Wrench repeated itself. Elimination Yamamoto from the last 2 Contenders matches. Wrench disgraced Yamamoto then looking for revenge. He wants Wrench at Masquerade Brawl, is told he has to beat Torque and Gage in a handicap match, which he couldn't do. Yamamoto did not get his hands on Wrench since. Maybe Yama's setting his sights back on the heavyweight championship here. Prince Toro grappling with Zachary Evans. And Zachary somehow fights off both Prince and Yamamoto, smashes both their heads together. He whips Prince Toro into the corner, turns his attention to Yamamoto, hits him with a dropkick, doesn't get all of it. Yamamoto answers back with a diving headbutt. And, oh my god, Prince Toro takes Yama down with a neck breaker. Zachary Evans rolls underneath the ropes. He did not go over. Prince Toro choking the life out of Yamamoto as Toro... No, he wasn't going for the choke slam. He just hits a punch to the gut. He was never going to lift him. But he does connect with the spear. The Prince hits the bull spear. That Toro spear taking Yamamoto down. But that was enough for Zachary Evans to catch Prince off guard, and he's going to try to get him over the top while the nondescript logo for Contenders pops up on your screen again. Prince Toro has gone over, but he has not been eliminated. Yamamoto's making his way back to their feet, and oh by God, of course, these two are never apart. They are always entwined. It's the leader of the Grim Reapers, Wrench M, Yamamoto's rival and enemy. And yet, they've yet to connect in this one. Yamamoto taking the fight to Toro, takes him down, belly-to-belly suplex, takes Zachary Evans down. Yamamoto now taking Zachary Evans on, and Wrench is taking on Prince Toro. Wrench is has been eliminated by Toro in this, so no doubt in my mind, Wrench wants revenge for that, and he gets it. He hates Prince Toro with a passion, and now Wrench turns his attention to Yamamoto. Folks, we've got numbers 1, 4, and 5 left in this, and Yamamoto with a vicious kick takes Wrench down and busts him wide open very early in this match to be bust open. Yama's the only one, I believe, who isn't. And look at this. Yamamoto just picked Wrench up, powerbomb over the top rope, and Yamamoto gets his revenge. He's just eliminated Wrench with a powerbomb from the top, over the top, to the outside, to the floor. Oh my god, Yamamoto gets his revenge on Wrench. Wrench is going to see red on this one. Yamamoto has wanted to get the disrespect back to Wrench, and he's just done it. There's no doubt in my mind that this thing's going to continue between these two. It might not be Yamamoto busting down management's door for a match with Wrench. It's probably Wrench is going to want this matchup now. He's just been disrespected on TV. As Yamamoto cleans house, folks, he's just eliminated Zachary Evans, number 4 entrant in this match. Yamamoto is the only one left in the ring, and a moment ago we had 4 men. Who is the 6th entrant in this thing going to be as the nondescript logo for the Contenders match here? Counts down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 6 in this one. Oh my god, it's the previous winner, Contenders 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall Harts makes his way into this thing. And folks, we've only had 4 of these matches previously, and all 4 winners have already entered, and half of them have already gone. Wrench, Yamamoto, Toro, and Marshall Harts in that order have won Contenders matches. If we're going to have a 2-time Contenders match winner, it's going to be one of these 2 men. And it looks like it might not be Marshall. He's fighting his way back out. He gets back into this thing. Marshall Harts, we haven't seen much of still. He put in a fantastic showing at the Masquerade Brawl in the Heavyweight Championship matchup against Major Attraction. At times, I really thought he was going to do it. I thought he was going to dethrone the champ. He'd love to get another opportunity at Major Attraction, I am sure. Marshall Harts fighting out of the grapples here from Yamamoto and takes Yamamoto down with a clothesline. Marshall Harts, a lot of people have turned their opinion on him. They're not sure what to make of him at the start when he came in managing Travis Savage Sanchez. Went on to win Contenders 4, but he put a fantastic showing in at the Masquerade Brawl. I've seen a lot of fan sentiment online turn and say, look, they actually enjoy Marshall Harts more than they thought. But something I haven't even touched on is the fact we've got Yamamoto and Marshall Harts in the ring, and if anyone knows these two from their independent careers, they know that these guys have fought multiple times on the independents. Yamamoto and Marshall Harts, they feuded a lot over the years in Japan when Marshall Harts was a young boy and when Yamamoto was in his prime, and Yamamoto's got Marshall up again for a powerbomb. Is he going to do what he did to Wrench? And oh my god, he is! He's just powerbombed Marshall Harts over the top rope. Yamamoto may be the one going to Violent Night to take on Major Attraction. as the nondescript logo for the contenders appears on screen. We've counted down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who can stop Yamamoto? Oh my god, it's the debut of Cara del Diablo. Cara del Diablo is here, folks, live at CWS. Speaking of independent wrestling careers, wrestling in places such as Japan, this is Cara del Diablo, who made his fame in Mexico, in Europe, and in Japan, and here he is, one of the faces of death, the Caras de las Muerte. Cara del Diablo is here, the face of the devil himself. Gets scoop slammed and dropped on his back by Yamamoto. Yamamoto is doing well to see this face, another face from his past. Big choke slam. Yamamoto takes Cara del Diablo down. Stomp across the back of the elbow here. Cara del Diablo hasn't really gotten into this one. But it is fantastic to see the devil here in CWS. This roster is constantly expanding, new signings happening all the time. Cara del Diablo here to make a name for himself in CWS. He's on the top rope as Yamamoto is in a vicious streak at the moment, though, with eliminations to Wrench and Martial Arts, two former winners. Cara del Diablo making his debut here in CWS. Normally making your debut in these matches results in having a positive showing, if not an actual victory, but anyone that has been lucky so far has not crossed paths with Yamamoto like this in the run of form he's been on, the rage that's within him at the moment, not being able to get his hands on Wrench the way he wanted to, losing to Gage, losing in the handicap match to Torque, and Gage losing constantly to the Reapers. Yamamoto has been in a fantastic run of form, and the motivation he has on his feet right now. Look at the athleticism of Cara del Diablo, folks. Yamamoto might have met his match here with Cara del Diablo as number 8 appears. Folks, it's Dragon Noir. We saw him beat Patty Fields a couple of weeks ago here on Tombstone TV, and we saw him unsuccessfully compete in Contenders 4. We hadn't seen him for a while since, but now Dragon Noir, who again has history with Cara del Diablo when they wrestled years ago in Europe. There is a lot of talent here coming from the independents, and a lot of paths have been crossed. A lot of lines are getting drawn in the set as Yamamoto drops Cara del Diablo. Dragon Noir drops Yamamoto. Dragon Noir locking up with Yama, and look at this, taking Yamamoto down. Yamamoto is an older guy. He has had a long and storied career. He's a veteran here at CWS. He is more power and strength than speed, and he has just been martial arts kicked over the side. That blackout Noir kick. Dragon Noir just took Yamamoto out, and folks, that means we will not have a returning champ. There will not be a two-time contender here tonight. A new man will win, a new face will win this match. Cara del Diablo takes Dragon Noir down. Look at this. We might end up with another luchador taking on major attraction for the heavyweight championship as Cara del Diablo tries to eliminate Dragon Noir here, folks. Dragon Noir struggling on the top rope after kicking Yamamoto over the top rope. Dragon fights his way back in. We've got Cara del Diablo, and we've got Dragon Noir. A sling blade takes him down, and look at this shotgun dropkick. Cara del Diablo with the speed, and he's going for a look at this. He goes, but that's been well scouted from their time on the independents together. Nondescript logos up on the screen. 3, 2, 1. Who's number 9 in this one? Ladies and gentlemen, coming off his victory at the Masquerade Brawl, number 9 in the contenders match at St. James Park after he knocked out El Maestro last night. Dragon Noir gets a springboard, misses the second. St. James taking the fight to Cara del Diablo, but he gets caught from behind. Dragon Noir hits him with a neck breaker. And look at that. Cara del Diablo showing off his athleticism. He is someone to be feared here. The face of the devil himself, Cara del Diablo, dropping St. James Park. Turns his attention back to Dragon Noir. folks, one of these men. There's only one left to appear here in the contenders match. Number 10 is due. We will have a new contender, for the championship at Violent Night. Cara del Diablo drop. No, he somehow holds on. Dragon Noir is trying to kick him off the apron here. St. James Park breaks that one up, turns his attention to Dragon Noir, but eats an elbow for his troubles. Cara del Diablo now trying to eliminate St. James Park with this kick. The same kick that eliminated Yamamoto. Cara del Diablo has been eliminated. Dragon Noir eliminated Yamamoto. Cara del Diablo eliminated St. James Park, and Dragon Noir eliminated Cara del Diablo, and now we have Dragon Noir left in the ring waiting for number 10. Who is number 10 going to be, folks? Is Dragon Noir going to get a shot at Major Attraction at Violent Night, or is the mysterious number 10 going to prevent that from happening? Dragon has had his eyes on that prize for a long time. The war the Dragon went through with Ultimo Thunder, eventually losing the Future Shot Championship to Ultimo Thunder, and Dragon now in the ring alone. 3, 2, 1. Who's the last entrant? Number 10. Oh my God, the prophecy. Ladies and gentlemen, on Tombstone TV in a Masquerade Brawl a couple of weeks ago, Wanda Curse arrived, and now her brother is here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the debut of Killian Curse. Killian Curse is here. This guy is an absolute wizard between the ropes. And we know that he has had battles on the independents all across Mexico, Europe, Japan, and the US with Dragon Noir before they were signed here to CWS. Killian Curse has history with an awful lot of guys here. He's battled Martial Arts, Yamamoto, Cara del Diablo, Dragon Noir, amongst countless others here. The roster in CWS is huge, and it's still growing. Look at this. Dragon Noir catches Killian with the right hand. We're looking at your new number 1 contender, folks. It's either going to be Dragon Noir, one of the OGs here at CWS, or it's going to be the latest signing, even fresher than Cara del Diablo. This is Killian Curse. And he gets super kicked over the top rope. That blackout Dragon Noir kick. Dragon Noir eliminates Killian Curse in his debut. Killian will be fuming at that. Not the debut that Killian Curse was hoping to make, but ladies and gentlemen, your number 1 contender for the Violent Night, going on to main event the pay-per-view. He will stand opposite the CWS World's Heavyweight Champion, Major Attraction, who is going to see out the year 2023 as the CWS Champion of the World. You'll have to join us. The upcoming pay-per-view, Violent Night. Come back next week for episode 18, episodes 19, episode 20, and then we will have the pay-per-view, folks. I hope you are ready to join me on the path to Violent Night. The card is already stacked. It's taken shape here. Countless matches already put together, but there's still 3 more episodes of Tombstone TV to happen before the pay-per-view. There's a lot's going to happen on the path to Violent Night. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Tell me what you thought of tonight's episode. I've been your host, as always, Bullet Von Awesome, BVA. This is Championship Wrestling Series. This is Tombstone TV. Thank you for joining me. Come back next week. Thank you.